Okay, please excuse the technical difficulties, but we are back. Stream kind of exploded, but glad to see that pretty much everyone has trickled back in. Love to see it. What I also love to see is a series that lasts longer than 10 minutes and 34 seconds. That's to say, I think Blobgap, man, they
Yeah.
need to lock in. Their lives are on the line here. They cannot stop, they cannot tempt fate as they have been currently. It's all do or die for them. Maybe it is time to put the fries in the bag. Maybe it is time to lock the Atlas. Maybe it is time to go main roles. I think that might prove an anecdote to their malaise that happened in Series 1 because they really have to put in a better showing here with their entire EUSL season on the line.
Absolutely. And uh, it was their map pick as well, I think is the most tragic part. They chose to play against Vas on app and got destroyed. And that's a big hit to the mental, as well as that one point where Alex just won the 1v3. Crushing blow for certain. But I mean, as I always say, Atlab as a map pick kind of fake. Every team can play Atlab. It's in their bag. They know what they're doing, so it's not as unique or niche of a map as App might be or as Inkies might be, whatever. And we're gonna have an Among Titans heavy impact start here. I think both teams probably going to play it safe and just put the Among in the bag. I mean, it's 10% free speed. Speed is broken, right? So you just pick it. Thank God we're once again seeing the Drakkar Atlas mirror ban. I'm so down. And it's going to be Blobgap with the first pick here. I believe it was Vast with the first pick in the previous game, and that was why they got the Drek. And yeah, interesting that Blobgap opted to ban the Drek as opposed to what Vast did of forcing the Atlas away and taking the Drek. And it does mean Blob are going to get the Estelle here. Presumably, I expect it to be on Tazar this time. I think they're maybe probably going to opt to switch back to their main roles. We'll have to see. Hey, no fingers crossed for me, okay? Because I love the whimsy, okay?
No,
As the
I do
whimsy
not like
coach.
the whimsy. You saw what the whimsy got us last
Okay,
set, bro.
but
Bro,
fair
bro.
enough, fair enough. But
I
listen,
put on a suit. I'm not trying to cast 2 minute,
yeah,
10 minute
I got
series
my
for
suit too.
legit. Like,
But um, listen, whimsy. Maybe it leads us to a grand reset with 6 games played. Okay. Anyway, in terms of draft here, we've got Favas, the Kai, and the Rune. And then the Zentaro are gonna be paired with the Estelle. This is a classic, right? Estelle, Zentaro, these players. Now with that locked in, I'm pretty certain they're gonna be on their main roles. Well, what's left to be decided here is what. Oh, it's the Amy. Now I don't know if they're going Amy goalie. They did pick it in game one versus Wildcards, and they did win. And I think it's an even better map lab than Clarion. But as I said, even the goat of Eject Amy, of course, Alex, he's not been a fan of it. He hasn't picked it in 2 months, I think. It's been seeming rather tricky to pull off. Now, the more I look at this draft, the more I'm thinking, does this mean Blob are just going to lock in the triple heavy into this Among Titans start and say, we can still kill you? As I would love to see them try. I would love to see, something other than, yippee, everyone gets 10% speed every game. But we'll have to see if they can actually pull off the damage win con well enough. Because I think with an Amy goalie, that's what they'll have to do. They'll have to do the damage.
I'm just honestly, I think if they lock the speed slop, their odds might be a little better. In any case, yeah, I mean, Voss is just so good at damage. I wouldn't even be surprised if Voss postures towards damage here. Really don't know. What I will say is, I'm man. I'll drop a little bit of lore here. So last week in I think it was EUSL, whatever was happening last week, I was off duty and I was just reading chat, and it was either Nero or Venom Yami, and they were getting so angry in stream chat about Drek that I picked up Drek as a goalie, and I've now climbed to my highest elo and then some. This character is piss easy, so I'm not surprised that they banned him here. I was just speaking my piece here. No, that character is genuinely so free. I could pick him up and climb to my highest rank within like 5 days. So, yeah, unsurprising that he's gone. But I guess in other news, hope these people pop Q soon. Looks like Blobgap being a little more passive here, not looking to get into things instantly. But yeah, I mean, vis-a-vis Awakenings, if you were, let's do an over under here. What's the over under for amount of heavy impacts that get picked?
Okay, I mean, I think there's like maybe 3 potentials for how many heavy impacts there are. So there's either 0, right? Or there's 3, or, and this is the least likely one, or there's 4, and then maybe Alves goes it on the Rasmus, gets some size and some heavy, and maybe, but I think it's basically either 3 or 0, right? I think that it's highly unlikely that Voss, anyone is going to pick the heavy impact here. I think it's very possible that Blobgap are just going to pick Triple Among. It's the safe option, but sometimes, season on the line, you just got 9 node. You need to shake it up, you know? You need to mix it up, do something different. And that might be what Blobgap are aiming for here. And as the draft developed, I certainly was thinking, hey, these are some heavy impact characters. I mean, you named 3 of them. Maybe Vice is missing from the list, but other than that, these are the characters that you're thinking of. And possibly they're just gonna say, okay, you have some speed, but we can outdamage you. And we are gonna be loading into this game. And I'm excited. Let's spam our tab jiggle. Let's see where things are gonna go. The most we
I
do
have
know
names.
so
I
no.
have names this
Okay,
series.
okay. That's big.
Good.
And we do know it's going to be Rookie Cookie on the Zentaro here, so things are returning to a more normal state here so far, and it will be Yodsman on the IME, as was mostly expected here. I'm excited to see what's going to happen, and are there going to be any heavy impacts on the screen? Triple heavy impact. Okay, we got ourselves a game.
Okay, they are gonna kill. They are gonna kill. I'm so excited. Okay, I like this. I like this more than what happened last time. Yodsman on the IME too. Shout out, represent. Good exchange of buttons there in top lane. Ultimately, nothing coming of him, though. Here comes Alves threatening in top corner, but snubbed out by the good tandem defense of Yods and friends. Yods perhaps dashing for fun there. Didn't get too much value to as far as that top area concerns, because it's now disappeared. Good dodge from the goalie, at least. Able to find a sequence of really good strikes to get that thing out of dodge. Venom Yami now just trying to ship that ball into Alves by air, but not quite able to get it through. Alex almost losing a double there, and the pressure, the heat is just going to be cranked up. All 3 members of Blob were challenging in bot lane there, but nothing really coming of that play just yet. But here comes Rookie Cookie, not able to get the flip up, and Benyami with a good TP is able to apply some offensive pressure, but not quite enough as we slowly tick into overtime. We still have a barrier for both goalies, but okay, I'm not passing the mic because that thing's in the net. There we go. Christ alive.
Right.
But it does mean it took them a game. It took them a game, but they do have their first goal on the series. This is front page news. Hopefully they can score a couple more.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big mental regain, especially when it was, I mean, wasn't particularly defendable, so we give Venom the pass, but it was realistically an own goal. Unfortunately for Blobgap, though, that's a double barrier on their side. Nothing you like to see. Of course, you know, Aimee, a goalie who is not particularly upset in comparison to others when both her barriers are gone, but still, of course, it's nicer to have them than not, especially into the face of a Rasmus who has a flip, as well as this enemy Kai who has one, and a scary pillar here. Alves looking for the flip, doesn't find it though, tries an H check, but the members of Blobgap a bit too locked in for that. Zar taken quite low here. Unfortunately whiffs that flip, and almost, yeah, it's just going to be taken off the map here by that combination of secondaries by Razzus and Rune. Great find on the clear to Rookie Cookie, and a great kill by Yodes, doing it all here. Some nice pass plays, just going to try and stall the point out. Both goalies have a flip, and it is the midfielder of Blobgap first to respawn here, and now's the time to push the attack, maybe find some damage onto Alves, but do something now.
The trade of flips, unnecessarily, might I add, means Yodsman is really up against it here, unable to dodge that banish, but Brawler in net. Brawler gets it done and also gets the kill. Power play in favor of us. Granted, I don't know how tenuous that power play is. There we go, 2 apiece. We're instantly seeing a change of plan here from the side of Blobgap, deciding to opt for the back pass and retention of possession over pushing the issue any further into Alex, and now we're back. Should be in a state of 3v3. Once again, Yodsman not quite unk enough to lose to that primary out of Alves. We persist in this point. Granted, the deck seems to be stacked in favor of Voss here with their their closed barrier. It does mean that Yodes is not going to be getting as much IME value as he probably hoped for, because he has to come back for situations like that. The Giga from Alex, not quite enough to get it through this IME. Good ban for Chip there. Means that Zarhainev is low-key dead as hell. You can see all 3 members of Vast were just immediately changed trajectory to start hunting down Zarhainev, all the while God emerging from the chaos with a good score, meaning we are 1 apiece here in game 2. And I feel like these 2 points have already lasted like probably half the length of the last game. So I think things are on the up for Blobgap despite conceding there.
That was a point worthy of the grand finals. We saw power plays on both sides, everyone dead, everyone fighting for goals, and that's what you love to see in some good fun Omega Strikers. Here though, it is Vast's first barrier to drop initially. Gonna be the first. Oh, Stabboys? Okay. Okay, but not a double. I mean, that was real iffy. I think Venom could have flipped and just gotten it, but gonna just save it for now, and they do get it without the flip, so fair enough. And looking rough here, flips on the whole of Vass, and Alves, I mean, when he's low, of course, gonna just try and use this flip as soon as he can, I think, for the offense. If the ball just gets in his hands, gonna pop it here, and unfortunately, Yodens are not able to hold that one on the back line.
Not as bad as it could have been. They do get the flip out of Scream Alves. I think that Voss team was doing everything in their power to convert without expending any energy, but do ultimately settle for blowing 1 flip in exchange for a goal. It does mean Venom still has his, at the very least. Zarhainev equal in the energy department, meaning that nothing's really going to happen there. Yodes, good patience there, waiting for Alves to do something prior to finding the out clear. But wow, the pressure from the side of Voss is incessant, and it's just going to go from bad to worse because they've lost Blobgap has lost their barrier, and Zarhainev is soon to lose his life. Does pick up an orb to perhaps prolong or stay the execution just a smidgen. But Rookie Cookie grieves. He throws so many abilities at Venom Yami, but Venom Yami able to just step around him, not to mention up the other end of the pitch. Alves putting Yodes onto Skate, just sneaking a redirect onto bot lane right past that poor IME goalie who reads the up with the glitch pop. And it does mean Vast characteristically surges to another set victory here.
Yeah, and you can't be doing that. I mean, already it seems rough that Vass are finding so much damage. I mean, look at the comps, look at the awakenings. How are Vass killing them? Seriously. I mean, it's just devastating, especially as that's going to be Stagger going over to the Rasmus. Going to be very hard to kill a Rasmus with so much speed and a bit more Stagger, as well as the Kai and the Rune getting some even more move speed. I mean, nice awakenings on the other side. Of course, Estelle, Deadeye, heavy impact. That's a lot of damage, especially the cheese kill potential on that primary, certainly online. The hot shot, I mean, if Yodes, as he should be, is hitting 2 targets, hopefully the ball and the enemy, it's going to be quite nice, but you know, he's losing a bit of value if he just plays for damage with the hot shot now. And then maybe if this point goes long enough, the sparks can scale for Cookies, but they're going to have to get there, and they are attempting to, as already they find the kill onto Alves. I'm going to try and work on these barriers.
Oh, they're not able to get the second one, though. Somehow, Alex and Venom able to bat that one clear. Alves is back online. The power play not extracting as much value as you would have guessed, but still, at least the defense is held there for Blobgap. It's not all over for them in this particular point. A good glitch pop coupled with a strike war win out of Yodesman is enough to secure the defense there, but Christ alive, it's another power play for Voss. I'm going to get sick and tired of saying that by the end of this series. But Cookie looking to go all the way, but he delayed the flip a little too long, meaning Venom was able to put down that pillar and win the day. Still, we persist in OT here. Zarhainev trying to get it through Alves, but even if he gets it through Alves, there's Alex to simply strike it away afterwards. There we go, another great ban out of the side of Voss. Yodes just took the orb. I don't even know if he needed it for flip. Still, really smart play by the goalie there to stun Venom and make it such that that flip could get worked out, and we do have another power play in favor of Voss, and it could even be a triple power play soon if Zarhainev's unable to hold on to his life. Alves is laying down the pain, but we do see at the very bare minimum Cookies back on the map, which could assuage the situation just a bit, but there's the flip, and Cookies walks down, swings, and misses, and we have another goal on the board for Voss.
There comes a moment in every Omega Strikers player's career where they say to themselves, dude, I just have to click my evade button on the Spanish. They keep losing to it. Zal walked into a pillar to his death, and then the very next Spanish, they got double banished and lost. Nice evade, Zal. Nice ult, okay? But that's what they have to do, because, you know, there's not a lot of damage on the enemy team compared to what Estelle, Amy, Zen have. They just need to click their evade button on the Spanish because that's what they're losing to right now. And of course, I mean, Cookies is low, so it's a rough spot. But generally, they can't be the team that's staggered. They don't have the defensive goalie to be able to hold in those 2v3s. So they need to be in the game, and especially finding the power plays that they did just found is great for Blob Gap. They still need to break these barriers, though.
It's pretty interesting because actually last Thursday, Kainu popped into EUQs and it was allegedly on 160 ping.
Yep.
And he was still dodging banishes, and it was actually
Yep.
Yodsman who was in disbelief at what he was seeing. And it's a bit of a full circle moment here because his team is still unable to dodge these banishes on like 60 ping. And it's proving to be their downfall. Venom Yami tucking that right past Yods once again to put Voss onto set point, and if they take this set, they are only 3 goals away from winning EUSL Season 4. Blob Gap has to do something different, and that is not what you want to see. They lose another barrier within 10 seconds. Granted, it's at lab, not the end of the world, but it's just emblematic of the momentum being decidedly against them here. Yodsman, at the very least, able to win key interaction with the help of his midfielder, but that midfielder might be gone, is holding on for dear life and trying to affect the play somewhat, but recognizes the danger that is Venom Yami and has to walk and go get Orb. Still, the pressure is up against Voss, but the accidental grief of the Zentaro ult from Cookies is not enough to get the barrier, and Alex just finding the strikes to end all strikes here, not to mention Venom Yami also holding like a beast, and this Blob Gap team just cannot get through. They cannot break the door down.
Yeah, I mean, they've gotten the kill onto Alex, the man who's been shutting them down. Zal finds the evade, Cookies doesn't there, but it's just Al's, and he just has the ball for free in the 2v3. That's got to be covered, guys. I mean, seriously, it just has to be covered. They need to lock in, because it's a power play. Alves gets the ball, and it's Amy goalie in the open net with no cooldowns, no strike shot, no nothing. And there's not much Yods can do at all in that situation. Hopefully for Blob Gap, the draft will turn it around for them. They do have, you know, the 2-3 spot. They have Sparks here, maybe. They have Stagger. So good things on the board. But still, on the other side, I think Yods maybe going to deny the size here. We'll have to see, yeah. Still, though, it is presumably Spark of Agility and even more speed for the Kai. And if you look at this Rasmus build, Slick Kicks among Titans, peak performance, Spark of Agility. Lots of move speed. Kai, same story. I mean, Rune has a Dren, which is even more move speed. And possibly they're just being punished. And once again, the Banish found doesn't do as much this time. But still, Blob Gap, you need to lock in.
Oh, yeah, you can say that again. Zarheinef is next on the chopping block here. Rookie Cookie having to blow a primary in the middle of the field to buy a little time for Zarheinef to get back to health. He's just picking daisies in the corner. That's all he can do, because even the primary is enough to take his life. It bangs him right into the line of Alves' primary, who's able to just knock him off the map. Another power play, another ban, point blank ban. Someone blows Flip. It was Cookie to blow Flip, and is still not in position to do anything. That's in the net. I mean, wow, just what do you do? What do you do? Come on, guys. Just score a goal. I guess on the other side of that, Vass obviously needs no encouragement to score goals because they've got another one, and they're now within 2 points of taking EUSL Season 4.
Yeah, and I think this is not over for Blob Gap, though. I mean, rough spot for Cookies having no evade against this rune. But they just need to focus up on the core control, on the damage. Need to not forget that they need to move the ball up before they can start applying the damage pressure. Because, you know, throwing the cooldowns willy-nilly has just not been working, right? There's too much speed on the enemy team. This is good, though. They get the kill onto Alves. But now they need to punish on the power play. Cookies, unfortunately, passives into that banish. Still was alright, and Venom with an unfortunate pillar there. Gonna break their own barrier. Alex's flip is forced out here. Alv's on the respawn, and scary situation once again for Yodsman here. I think they've got to be aware that Banish is coming up sooner or later here within the next 10 seconds, and got to be ready to evade for it. Another iffy pillar, I'd say, by Venom there, but they're just looking to go forward, waiting for the ball from Alex. I mean, these guys are just playing so confidently on the side of Bass. They say Alex is just going to get us the ball and then we'll score probably with this flip. Venom still holding it though. The first evade comes out, but it doesn't matter as the Vanish still forces too much out of Blob Gap, and the goal is found into Yoda's net and 1 goal away from the crown for Bass.
You hate to see it roll in that way. It cannot happen again. We've been dooming and glooming this whole set, but now it's really paying dividends. This is do or die for Blobgap. They have to string something or other together. They lose their first barrier nigh instantaneously. Not to mention Venom has flip. He has ban. Will probably rip at point blank. Rips the flip point blank. Excellent coordination by the two members. Up, there it is. There it is. Could not even get my sentence out. But behold, your new EUSL champions right here. Season 4 goes to Voss, an absolute blowout. 18-1 blowout by Voss here. Lands the plane in style. Almost no bumps in the road. They get there in the end. No bracket reset. No game even went longer than 15 minutes. Utter domination from this Voss team, and they are well-deserved champions.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a few night market games last week that lasted longer than that series. I think the only thing stopping that from being the reality was probably the technical pause. Regardless though, Vass, excellent play throughout the season, throughout the postseason. Alex with a very well-deserved back-to-back. I mean, you know, there was always going to be a back-to-back winner because Zara and Alex did play on Luminous Astrals last season, but it was Alex going to take the crown alongside Venom, Yami, and Alves, all of them having excellent individual performance. And I think later on in the season, developing that teamwork, I think personally the most impressive thing, especially, I feel like this happened in the previous season as well, where towards the end, Alex's team, Luminous Astrals, was kind of losing. They lost to TMCT, and then in the postseason, they made adaptations to demolish the competition. And that's what happened here once again. I think, you know, they had a couple losses into wildcards in EUSC in their final showdown in regular season, but after that they've been locking in the comps that they feel are needed to win. They've been focused on synergizing, and they've just looked, you know, head and shoulders above every other team in the league, as we saw in this Grands. I mean, I apologize everyone, it was maybe not the most entertaining Grands, but it was just a very impressive showing of a Mega Striker's skill, and yeah, just very well played, dominant performance from Vass here. So nothing but respect to the team of Vass from me.
Absolute barnstorming. You put it better than I ever could. Is there like a post show or something?
We got to get a winner's interview. Vass, if you're in the chat.
That's what I was gonna ask. That's what I was hinting at. Can we please do a winner's interview? That'd be awesome.
Someone send the word and we'll move you into the voice.
Yeah,
we'll get you in here. We'll run it if they're down. If not, I don't know. We'll get a losers interview maybe, guys.
Yeah, true. Maybe we'll have a
yeah.
finally on mute.
Yeah, like, you know, in UFC when there's a guy who's like bruised and bloodied, and they get him with his concussed self on the losers interview, a bit like that maybe. We'll have to see. Yeah, looks like hopefully we'll get Vass in. We're gonna go to a short break, I think, but we'll be back very soon for our winners interview with Vass. So don't go anywhere too quickly. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We've gone through a very dominant grand finals, and we're joined now by the whole of VAS. Me and Jiggle still here, and yeah, exciting stuff. You guys got the dub. My first question to all of you is, I felt like towards the tail end of the regular season, you guys were kind of losing more than you were at the beginning, right? I remember a loss to wildcards that I think was quite surprising in EUSC and your EUSL game. So, what adaptations did you guys make coming into this postseason to make it look so easy?
I mean, I think it's pretty simple. I think a lot of it had to do with the new patch coming out. And at first we tried to more or less play like we used to before the patch, but we came to the conclusion that this patch is a bit more influential than we thought it was. So I started picking less eject. No more Juno, no more Aimi, no more Vice. More Atlas, more Drek, more Kai. I think that was the major shift, honestly.
Was it worth it?
I mean, yeah.
Fair enough.
It-
Fair enough.
It brought our results that we wanted.
Love you. Okay, Jerry, you got a question?
I do. It's sort of piggybacking off of that same idea, where obviously there was a bit of a swing in the momentum heading out of the end of regular season and into playoffs. Do you think there was any match or any moment within a specific match that served as an inflection point? Like it happened and then you were like, yeah, we got this. We're back to our old ways, back to our winning ways. Like what point in your season do you think was the turnaround, if there was one?
I mean, I personally think so. At the start of the season, we had a little bit of an identity crisis. We didn't really know what we wanted to play for, which is why our first 2 weeks looked a bit rough. After that, we kind of found our footing, kind of found out like what we are good at, what we can dominate with. Then the new pitch came out. We struggled a little bit at the beginning because, like Alex said, the patch was a little bit more influential than we initially anticipated. But after that, when we went to sacrifice on like focus on less damage, getting Alex the eject player of eject characters because chars like Drake Atlas are just way too strong right now. I think having those changes definitely helped us. We did initially go in with the thought that we are probably favorite, but it's not gonna be as easy. And yeah, I mean, the wildcards game in the end definitely could have gone either way, but the grand finals, it did feel a little bit like they were. Lobcap was already going with the pretense that they are probably not likely to win, so it maybe affected their gameplay a little bit.
There was also a point in the season in which we lost to wildcards officially. I think it was in EUSL, and from there, like we sort of lost because it was a new patch. They had their merit as well, but we also we felt like we underestimated them a bit by trying to go full damage, and then we had a serious conversation in which we changed our not changed our mindset, but we had a clear mindset of we are going there to win and not like try anything funny. We're just gonna try our best and win. So that in sort like that could be counted as a turnaround, I guess, because after that we just started winning every game.
Yeah, that's very fair, and I think, I mean, especially of I mentioned it already. I remember in the previous season, I felt like it was kind of the same story for your team Luma, Alex, where in the regular season you guys lost to TMCT, right? They were the kind of champions of the regular season, and then you guys made your adaptations, especially in that losers bracket run. And made the victory. So how would you say that this kind of stacks up compared to your long history of previous championships in this game? How does this one compare to you?
I mean, I think quite a lot. I mean, obviously there's a certain amount of like skill that's required from each player, but I think a lot of it just boils down to having a good team atmosphere and having stable mental. So like even if we like get on the back foot, like we drop a set or two, especially when we're on official matches, we don't get discouraged. We still go hard. I think that is. I feel like there's, especially from the stronger teams, there are some teams that really struggle with that aspect of like keeping their mental up, and it just holds them back a lot.
Mental, very significant. And you've teamed with Venom before in season 1, right? You teamed together on Amy Haters, and in that season you guys got third. So was there anything that you two in particular had to change or mix up to make that play better, or was it just a matter of Alves being kind of that missing piece that you guys needed?
I mean, we definitely had to adjust to each other a little bit again. And we did definitely notice when we started playing together again that there was some severe synergy problems. Especially whenever I was running eject, me and Venom would like kind of mess up each other a lot. I mean, we were able to fix that to an extent, but I guess it also just helped that I didn't play that much like heavy eject characters anymore. So we just didn't really run into that problem anymore that much.
You might say Venom was the alpha of the team, getting you to sit in the net for him. Not what I'd say, but that's what some might say. Okay, Jiggle, you got a question?
I do. No, we were that last question. It was a lot about experience, been there, done that, returning to the pinnacle of the game. But for Venom and Scream Alves, I guess, how does it feel to be champions of Europe? These obviously new experience, new event for the both of you. So I mean, how does it feel?
I mean, it's of course it feels very good, but at the same time, I feel like because we also won Shep, it's like not totally new, but I guess in a way it's a different format, different competitors, so it still feels very good to win, and yeah, that's
yeah. It's definitely nice to have a league win on your belt. Especially with the many third places I've been handed with in leagues, it definitely feels nice to, at the end of the day, that I can say that I won a league.
Very fair. So any of you, just raise your hand if you do have any, big future plans in terms of Omega Strikers, or even anything you're very excited for in terms of the future of the game. Anything any of you might like to say about that?
I mean, if there's gonna be a continuous amount of tournaments, I'm probably gonna play in them. I do like competing, I do like playing this game. Maybe next time on a better patch. But yeah, I'm looking forward to more tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very much on the same page there. I mean, I'm still looking to play more.
I'm on the same page, but also thinking about retiring, so I'm a bit still indecisive in which path I'll take. But also, if I can compete, I'll probably compete.
That's good to hear. No Von-like retirements. You like to see that, the players sticking around. I must say, I mean, Venom living up to his name of the patch complainer. As we saw on the pre-show, everyone voted you for that.
I may complain a lot, but I'm right. Say I'm wrong.
Right.
Say I'm wrong. Say I'm wrong.
Right.
You saw it as well. Fucking first pick, Drake Anderspan, 100% presence rate in playoffs.
Okay, question for you, Venom. Question for you. I know you're going to LAN. Who are you most excited to see at LAN, and why is it me?
I mean, I'm excited to meet everyone at LAN.
Yeah.
It's been a time. It's been yeah. I'm probably most excited to meet Vaughn. Ever since and also just play him. Ever since day one, ever since I've been playing Omega Strikers, I've always wanted to play with or against Vaughn, and he generally seems like a very chill person and a very positive person, so I always also wanted to just meet him personally. Other than that, I mean, I'm excited to meet everyone. I'm also excited to meet you, SMG.
Thank you very much, Pookie.
I also, you probably know, but I also voted you as the cutie. like for
Oh,
like,
I didn't actually know the votes were anonymous.
Yeah.
By the way, votes were anonymous, and some of you bums voted me. What am I meant to do with that, guys? If you put me on my anonymous poll, I don't know what that means. Yeah,
I mean,
anyway.
am I supposed to just lie?
Right. You know what? I didn't mention it, but one of the votes for actually, okay, I'll say it. You know, one of the questions was most likely to commit a crime, and one of the responses, and we'll never know who it was I'm going to kill Venom Yami. So you have a target on your
Better
back.
watch out, bro.
I
Carry your
don't know
shade
who it
with you.
was. I don't know why, but
Bro,
someone's out for you.
Did you not see me talk about ES? Like how I'm like getting paranoid
Yeah,
right now
I
because
saw.
someone is like ringing at my doorbell at like 1 a.m. every single day and feels like I'm getting scouted for a robbery. You know how paranoid I am. Why are you telling me that?
Bro, I'm just alerting you. Hey, like, you know, this is a public record now. If
okay.
unfortunately something were to happen, there's evidence now.
It is, but like I'm just a chill guy. Like, like what? Whoever wrote this, please don't kill me.
You banished someone a bit too much, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Well, okay, for Alves, I mean, I think all of you had to make very large, you know, character pool adjustments. And in particular, I think the most, you know, no offense, but Alex learning how to play Drek, not so impressive. I'll say it. But I think
Yeah,
I think
screw that
picking up the
character.
Juliet, you know, within the last couple weeks was super impressive. How did you feel? You know, certain enough to be able to lock it in later on in the postseason, and how much practice did you get on those picks that you weren't really picking throughout the regular season?
First of all, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. About the Juliet was my second main in this game, so I already had the idea of how to play it. And when the patch came out and we had to adapt, we saw that Juliet was sort of shining a lot. And I tried it. I wasn't fully confident that it would work or that I could pull it off, but it actually just worked. First time that we tried it, out of a sudden, I didn't play the character for like years, and it just worked. So I didn't put much practice into it, except for like 3 or 4 scrims where I played her. It's kind of like just linked with me, and I was able to pull it off. I'm still surprised that I actually was able to play it because I was not expecting it. I don't think my team was also expecting me to be able to play it. So yeah, it was definitely a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, fair enough. And I think all of you, you know, one of the crucial factors to your win was all of you were willing to be malleable and pick new things. I mean, I'll say Venom basically just picked the same thing every time. Estelle Ruin, he was always picking it. Maybe a bit of Now was new, fair enough. But all of you picked new things, which was, yeah, I think very critical to getting the dub.
If the patch allowed me to, I would have loved to play more Kyle Luna.
Can I just say
would have
something as
loved
well?
to.
Before the playoffs, my team was in the scrim saying, "Oh, okay, you're gonna play Zen because you'll probably be able to play Zen a lot during the playoffs, etc., etc." Going to playoffs, I didn't get to play Zen one time. Like, what is this?
I mean, I'm still stick to the fact that I don't think they should have denied Yozan as much.
I agree.
But
I
I
was
mean,
able to
they have,
play
I
it
mean, they
once.
are free to do what they want. I will not stop them.
Fair enough. Okay, Jiggle, you got another question in you?
Yeah, I do.
Nice.
In lieu of this new patch, if you were to just delete one character from the game, who would it be?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I was
I'd
kinda
probably also
baiting,
just.
That was so bait.
My humble
put it on the
opinion,
record.
Octavia.
Either Alice or Jakar or no. Like, if you choose any other of those 3 characters, you
Octavia.
lost.
Octavia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
actually,
will have to
yeah.
get on the patch team before LAN. Maybe you can work a deal out with Aesop. We'll have to see. Okay, I think I'm gonna ask all of you individually if you have either any shout outs or any final words you'd like to say. If you have a shout out, it can't be to one of your main roster teammates. That's my rule. But outside of that, let's go to Alex first. Any shout outs or anything in particular you'd like to say? Go ahead.
Well, I don't have much. I just say GG.
Fair enough. Keeping it cool. It's not his first time here, guys. He's been here
So
before.
nonchalant, bro.
Okay, Venom.
Shout out to Alex's brother for driving him get a new motherboard after his motherboard got smitten by thunder yesterday.
I don't know. Do people even notice that this happened?
No, I don't think people knew that.
Okay. I can quickly drop the story. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, my PC was working completely fine until yesterday evening. I went to bed. Everything was fine. I turned it off. Nothing wrong. Today, I wake up in the morning at like 8 a.m. I tried to boot up my PC. It does nothing. It's just completely dead. There was just like a thunderstorm like in the night, and apparently it got giga cooked. So my brother like troubleshooted my PC, and the conclusion was that like the power supply and the motherboard were like potentially cooked. So we went to like a PC shop, and we got like a power supply and the motherboard, put it all in, and the PC works again. GG. So then I was able to play.
The hit didn't work, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
The other
it was a good try. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah.
We failed.
Yeah.
Okay, and
also,
you go ahead.
Also shout out to Hot Tofu for warming us up and not being oversleeping this time. I appreciate it. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, and Al's any shoutouts not to your teammates or any final words?
I mean, does my girlfriend count?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think.
Oh yeah, shout out to my girlfriend Ipur that has supported me during the whole season and supports me in everything that I do. Shout out to all the watch parties that were happening and were cheering for us. And yeah, that's pretty. And Tofu for warming us up.
Enough. So congratulations
Also
to
shout
Vas.
out to everyone that made the tournament possible. Streaming, everything. Always shout out to them.
Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to them as well.
Yeah, ETOS. Shout out everyone who worked behind the scenes. I want to say quickly, we had some new refs come in, especially Varicas and Coco Lixo doing a lot of the heavy lifting. But of course, as always, Swiftsy doing the refing, doing the stats, doing it all in the back end. So those are the unsung heroes. I mean, Lucas refed like one series, so I guess he did something. Yeah, shout out all those guys. Shout out Tadus, especially, you know, casting today, tomorrow, casting so much long shifts at the streaming office, as well as the other streamers who showed up. Potat, Saikin, everyone doing everything every day to help this happen. The casters, Kurikan, P Flare, as well, who were constantly around. And shout out my co-caster Jiggle, the rookie MVP caster.
Oh yeah.
First season, ETOS, showing up every week to come with some amazing casts. So yeah, as you guys said, thanks everybody who helped to make it all happen. That has been it for EUSL. But hopefully we'll be back for next season, but we'll certainly be back tomorrow for day 2 of EUSA. Catch the pre-show the same time as it was today. And Jiggle, you can send us out. I'd be up too much.
Okay. I guess what I'll say briefly is that it still warms my heart that we're able to throw events like this 3 years into the lifespan of Omega Strikers. Really, everyone viewing the stream, everyone who's been even somewhat tangentially involved in this scene, your impact is much larger than you give it credit for. Simply showing up, interacting in chat, even if it's just to type someone's name with a period after it, after they do something stupid. Like, all of that really contributes to this great atmosphere we have at ETOS. And I think this was an incredible season. Can't wait for the future and what's in store. And yeah, I mean, that's my spiel. I think that's all I got to say. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for pumping the viewership even after stream exploded. And I hope to see you all for EUSA finals tomorrow. Please lock in and watch. Catch you all around.